Hi everybody, it's Jeanette Vilda, and today I've got a big chunky book here, and this is from SS Digital Studios. All the papers, well, there's some scrapbook paper, so there's scrapbook paper, but all the digitals are from SS Digital Studio. And the name of the kit is Coffee Shop. And every link will be down below. My husband is obsessed with coffee. He has a whole curio devoted to his very special coffee machine. He's got a little tablet where he keeps track of when he makes espresso, the time, the weight, he's got a special thing where he measures exactly to the millimeter how the beans get ground. I mean, he loves his coffee. So I wanted to make a little book, that we could keep track of some recipes. Now, these aren't for, well, it says necessarily, they're not for drinks per se. They're for recipes that use coffee as an ingredient. We have so much coffee in the house. And quite frankly, yeah. So I thought that would be a great idea. And I have found so many recipes. Now, I haven't put them in the book yet. I'll show you how I plan on doing that. I have made everything ready for it. I haven't put anything as yet in the book, and I've made it kind of the way that I think, though I like to be slightly random. I do like to see pictures, so I plan on using pictures. Probably we will make the item and take a picture and put that in there rather than the picture, like if I take it from the web rather than the picture from the web, but we'll see what happens. But I'll show you what I mean when I get going. So as you can see, this is a cinch. I wanted the pages to lay relatively flat. And again, it was so chunky that this just made more sense. But I really hated the look of just the bland silver, because this is really large. So these are 1.5 inch. And it just looked awful. This bright silver, because it was the only color I had. And so I kind of just, what ribbons I had left over, I just kind of tied them on just to make it not look so stark. And it doesn't get in the way of using the book. You can see they move easily, so they don't get in the way. This is my terrible handwriting. But I didn't have a stamp, and so that's what we got. Recipes. But you can always, the nice thing about these is that even though I have covered it in the back, so I can't take this off, I can easily put in another piece of paper if I decide that my lousy handwriting is lousy, or if I get later on a stamp that says recipes. But for right now, we're just going to go with that. This is just chipboard, and around the edges I just used book tape and then papers from the kit, and the back is the same as the front. And like I said, it is chunky. So what I've done is we have a combination, like I said, of the kit, and then there's just some scrapbook paper to fill in. And what I've done is, so this is a journal kit. So they print out side by side. So what I wanted to do was, so I printed them normally, just like you would to make your journal. And then I folded them in half and took a strip of cardstock, and I just picked this red to accent. So it kind of almost has like a fall feel to it, but these are my favorite colors. Fall is my favorite color. So I took a strip of cardstock, and then just when I folded it, glued it on this edge around, so you can see. So it kind of, yeah, let me see if I have a piece of paper. It went like that. Just clamp it around the cardstock. And that gave me a pocket. So I believe I managed to get every one of them, but every pocket, and I'm not going to take them all out because they're basically, well, not basically, they're exactly the same. It's just a really big piece of, this is all scrapbook paper. All the tags that are in these big pockets, those are all scrapbook. And then I took some grid paper. I like grid paper. It makes it really easy to number and all that kind of thing, which I like in the recipe. And so then I've got that ready to go. And I can add if I need more. Like this one, the opposite side of the scrapbook paper has nothing on it, so I can write here, but I can always add a little more grid paper if I want the grid paper. And I just cut these in the shape of a nice little tag, and each of them has a cute little ribbon on top. Now what this allows me is, like, for instance, maybe on this side I have the picture, but also what I am more planning on doing is this pocket here will be my picture of my recipe, and then the tag in there will be the actual recipe. And I can show you a little more of what some of them will be a little different, but I like this idea. Okay, so I haven't put the tab on this page. I left this open for more along the line, this side of the page. As you can see, I have these little tabs. They're just circle punch. So let me here. It was a circle punch, and then I cut it down the middle so that I could glue it front to back. And that makes 5 little tabs. And I came up with 5. I can well, no, I can't add more, but I can add them in between. So I could add more. But these are very typical for every kind of recipe that my husband and I look up. This will cover it. So for instance, breakfast, soups, salads, main dishes, breads, more like and then what was the last? Desserts. And maybe a miscellaneous. I mean, I can, by doing it this way, I can make a little list here on this page, and that tells me what my tabs are. And as you can see on each of these, there's a little sticker. Now they're a little hard to see, but I kind of like that. I didn't want them to be, I mean, the tab is the, I mean, you can pretty much tell this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. These are stickers that I got from the subscription company Sticky. It was in one of their monthly subscription mailings, and of course the theme was coffee, and they worked perfectly. And yes, because they're vellum, they're clear stickers. They're a little hard to see, but in real life they're a little bit easier. Plus, like I said, it's really just a numbering system. I mean, you can tell the tab. So to keep going, some of the pages are the scrapbook. So this is a scrapbook piece of paper. I've decorated a bit. This will allow me, I can add a picture. I can put some more paper. I can have a printout, glue the printout onto. I've got all kinds of options. I kind of like the idea of having it be like a junk journal recipe book rather than a, really regimented recipe book. So I'll go pretty fast through this. I have used, I think there may have been, and only because they got lost on my desk, there may be just a couple of little ephemera pieces that didn't make it into the book. As a matter of fact, I found a couple of, a couple of little tags that didn't make it in, so as I go, I'm just going to stick those in there. So I'm not going to take all of them out because it's a pretty big book, so I'm just kind of going to flip through. In the kit, I will say that there is this really, let me take these out so you can really see this. There's 2 of these in the kit. It's a build a tag pocket. So I've used it glued onto the page. I've left it so that if I want, I can put something here as well. But you can leave this as a tag to tuck into yet another pocket. The tag comes with 2 pockets that are perfectly sized for the tag. But you can always choose to use those pockets separately somewhere else. And my tip for you when doing something like this is, instead of, like when I fussy cut, I usually, just fussy cut. If there's a curved corner and I like the curved corner, I want to keep it, usually I just fussy cut. But you want these to kind of line up. So what I would do is, if you want to fussy cut, put cut them so that you have a straight corner, so a right angle corner. Put the tag together, then cut your corner so that they're all the same. Because if you fussy cut and fussy cut, it's going to be wobbly, and then you're going to spend your time trying to get it. But the better thing would be to use a corner chomper, a corner punch. Either punch them separately. If you have the corner chomper, that can get through a lot of paper, so you can put it all together and then chomp it so that they're perfectly together like this. So that's a little tip, and I just think they're really adorable. Really nicely done. So stick these tags back in. And so, like I said, what I plan on doing is pretty much a page is a recipe. So for instance, on this big tag, I might put the picture. Like I said, I like to have pictures of the recipe that I'm going to do, and then everything here will be along the lines of that. So maybe because this one has a bunch of little pieces, I might have the ingredients on one, the instructions on another, and maybe the last one will be pictures of what we made, how it came out. Maybe one of these will be, boy, we really love this, or never make this again. Tips, so we're gadget family, so we have a lot of little gadgets in our kitchen. So maybe there might be a tip on, if this recipe uses the air fryer, do it this way, that kind of thing. So again, scrapbook paper. So I'll point out if it's the scrapbook paper or the kit. Otherwise, all of the little images, everything you see is from that kit. Like I said, the only thing outside of the kit were these little stickers here. So we just have a little pocket. There are some of these little, looks like little journal pages, but they're much smaller than the full-size journal pages. There's a lot of ways that you can use this. You can print these out and make a little mini book to go inside of your journal. You can do what I've done, which is I've printed them all, and then just left them separate, because this allows me to have a nice big card for my recipe. And so I really like those. And journal card. There are some bags. Forgot about the bags. So there are 5 bags, one for every section. And they're all different. So I chose different baggies. And there's 2 that are long ways like this, and I believe the rest are horizontal like this, if I remember correctly. So with these that I folded, you can see again I took the cardstock and I glued it to the back. So I folded the bag in half. So here's a bag. I folded it, not completely in half, because I wanted it to be a little off. Folded in half, and then glued the cardstock right here. So the cardstock would stuck like that. And then to just anchor it, to make sure it didn't come off, I used a strip of the paper. Let's see, and so on this piece, cut off the top, and of course the bag itself had the opening here. So that gave me 2 little openings for a little piece of the scrapbook paper, and again, some of that grid paper, so I have a nice writing spot. A little circle from the ephemera kit. And I got plenty of space here, you know, maybe a picture. And then in here is another one of these folded pieces. This one I didn't fold because it fits nicely in here. And again, that gives me a nice big space for a recipe. And on the back, make a little card out of some of my leftover paper pieces. Some scrapbook paper. And here we have a pocket made out of some scrapbook paper and one of the pockets from the kit. And in the kit, there's a nice set, I want to say 7 or 8 of these little word strips. Latte, cappuccino, coffee, really cute little guys. And there's a couple of the journal cards. Nice big, and again, not all of them, because this one doesn't have one. But most, I think there's only maybe even just 1 or 2 that don't have anything in the pocket. But that allows me, so for instance, if something's really intricate and there's a whole bunch of pieces to it, I can print it out, fold it up, and I can tuck it into these pockets. And in the kit, you also have a number of these vertical slimline envelopes. And all I've done is I've used a paper clip to just clip them in so that I can take them out, enjoy the picture on the side. And then I've used leftover papers to make little cards for the recipes. Again, scrapbook paper. And here again, a little pocket for a couple of cards. Here, okay, so this is the actual journal page. And what I like to do is I print it twice and then I fussy cut out. I pick the one from all the journal pages that have nice elements that are easy to fussy cut and don't have a lot of little sticking out pieces that will snag when I go to put something in and out. And I love that illusion where there you look at it and you have no idea there's a pocket there. And there's a little pocket for one of the journal cards. And the other side has the same thing. Let me go this way a bit. However, for this one, I've attached here and these cute little, here they're like little wafers with chocolate in them. Use that, and that helps to anchor the little cards that I put in. Since I'm here, I'm just going to go ahead and add another one. So it's lots of space there for guys. All right. In the kit, there are 2 strips that you can kind of use like washi tape. So there I've used one. I made my own set because I really like this and I wanted to kind of continue it through the book. So I made my own washi tape, if you will, by using sticker paper. And actually it's not, you can buy things, it's called sticker paper. I just got labels. And you can buy them, you know, in pieces, or you can buy full sheet. And I buy the full sheet label sticker paper. So it's adhesive on one side, paper on the other, and it goes through your printer. And so some of the background papers that come in the kit, I printed on that sticker paper and then cut them into strips so that I could mimic these little strips that were in the kit and continue that through. I really like that. And again, another of these little journal pages made into a little booklet for a recipe. So here's one of the tall envelopes, and again, just the same thing. Tags for recipes. And I did this the same way as I did this one's a little different. This one is actually 2 pieces of cardstock sandwiched with the bag in between. Just to really give it, because these were really thin floppy bags, so I wanted to give it some nice stability. And we just have, and so here's an example. So this is a strip of one of these background papers, and I printed on the sticker paper. It makes nice little washi tape. Here's another envelope. This one, coffee shop. And again, leftover paper just made into a little journal card. And that's just hooked on with a paper clip. And section 3. And again, another scrapbook paper made to a pocket with one of the pockets from the kit, and a strip of my little washi tape. And again, another of the little journal pages. And here's another journal page made into a little pocket. And the other side has the same thing, made into a little pocket. And here's the other tag pocket. And like I said, you can use these separately. I've glued them down, and same thing here, this left open so I can put something in there. So lots of ways to use these pages. Okay. And here's the second tall envelope. So again, piece of my little washi tape, a little journal card. I think I'm going to slip him in there. And then the other side, you can see it's kind of orange. It had a big orange here and a great big orange here. So I made sure I had to make the washi tape a little wider to cover the orange that was on the top. But there's one of the swords. Another of the tall envelopes, and it's hiding in the pages. Section 4. This could also have been made into a pocket tuck. It'd been cute, and I may add that later, to glue here and make a little tuck that goes through the spindle there. Here is another of the baggies. And again, little made washi tape. This is background paper made into a tag. I love it, fits right in there. And back's just decorated. Another scrapbook paper made into a pocket for a couple of journal cards. Now here, I've done this twice in another part of the book. I've used this envelope to kind of hold this piece down. Yes, and here what I've done is that those same pages that I was showing, there's a couple more that are just a little bit bigger, and I did print those a little smaller. I think I put them at 75% just so they would fit on the page. So I wanted something a little bit bigger than the other little journal pages, but not as big as what it would have printed out if I printed it out normally. That gives me another big, and I used just this little tuck spot, as you can see. And so I have this envelope, and again it just has a little card in it, and so I'm using that to kind of just make sure that doesn't move. Oh, and isn't that cute? It's a little coffee cup. Oh, I'm putting it upside down. Little coffee cup paper clip. Thought that was pretty cute. And oops, like that. And so when it goes in, it's pretty cute. And then here, a couple cards, and again, journal page made into a hidden pocket. And we're on section 5. The other side, tuck spot for a couple of journal cards. And this is another of the baggies. And same thing, opens up, and in here we've got another tag. Another of the slimline envelopes. And again, this one, it's on this side, but I did the same thing here. So let's take this off. It's another of the little envelopes. On this side, we have this really big pocket from the kids, really cute. A couple little cards in there. On the other side, I did the same thing as the other page with the larger of the pages. This one I think I printed at 80%, but just a little bit bigger. And since it just kind of sits in there and it's kind of big, I'm using this little envelope just to anchor it to make sure it stays put. Another little page with a hidden pocket for a couple of cards. This one, I had the title and the little cup, and they make a nice little slider so they hold it in place. And here's the last of the little slimline envelopes, and just a couple of the ephemera pieces. And that is our book. So pretty simple, really, really chunky, but lots and lots of room for all kinds of recipes. And yeah, we're gonna enjoy filling this in. I've already found a bunch of recipes, so just haven't, like I said, wanted to show you the book without them all in there so you could really see everything. So I hope you enjoyed that, and like I said, the links will be down below. If you have any questions, comments, please leave them, and I hopefully will get back to you. And take a look at SS Digital Studio on Etsy. Those links will be down below, and please like and subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thank you. Gotta bring my mouse back in. Bye bye.